This is the video review of Revenge of the Fallen Human Alliance Bumblebee with Sam. As you can see, Bumblebee is his concept Camaro. It looks like he may have a slight remolding of the hood. Well, not remolding since his new figure, but it looks like he's got the new hood and grille. But close enough to both versions of the concept Camaro, or I guess now the production Camaro. He rolls very well. Just to show that off, no problems with the wheels or anything. If you look underneath, you can see he's got some missiles that store here. And they store there in robot mode as well, but we'll go ahead and pull those off because they do like to pop off during transformation. It's just a matter of how things move. But it's just missiles. We'll set those off to the side for right now. You can see Bumblebee's head here, and then some robot bits, his feet, his crotch, and his arms here. The hood and trunk don't open, but the doors do. And while it's not entirely alternatorific inside, he does have a, you can see Sam sits inside of him, which is pretty cool. He pegs into the seat. You can actually pull him off this peg here and pull him out. He's a little figure. I forgot to bring a G.I. Joe in to compare him with, but your standard G.I. Joes are actually about this tall, just to get an idea of how big, or how little actually Sam is. And he's kind of got a look of mild surprise on his face. Maybe he's thinking, no, 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 whatever. Shia LaBeouf likes to say no a lot. But he's got, he moves his elbows or shoulders up and out. No elbow articulation. He can turn his head. He's got waist articulation. Well, actually, it's mid-torso articulation, I guess. Then he's got movement in his hips and then hinged knees. And that's his articulation. And inside you can see he's got two seats, a dashboard, semi-decent interior, not quite alternators level, but nice. Go ahead and close the doors back up. And speaking of alternators, roughly alternator sized, here he is with Mirage. You can see here, and one of the nicer things that's cool as well is you can open this up. And Sam's actually just the right size to sit down in the seat here. And I'll take some. There we go. And he can close the door up, and he can drive. Actually, something's not right here. Oh, that's his foot. No, there we go. His foot was in the door. Bend his knees, set him down on the seat, kind of push him down there, but you can close the door and have Sam drive Mirage, which is kind of cool. See him in there. He fits better in some alternators than others. Like I said, his head's a little tight on the top of Mirage's roof, but he fits in Grimlock and some of the others pretty well. But that's just a quick alternator comparison there. Now let's get to the beef of the review, the transformation and the robot mode, which I'm sure is what you're all here to see. And I gotta say, this really is just a great figure. Just get that out of the way. I really do like him. Hasbro Toy Shop had him for a couple of days, or like I said, overnight they had him for when you could use the free shipping code. So you get him for retail price basically. But anyway, you want to open up the doors, and the first thing you actually want to do, you can open the doors first, but they say to pull these up and rotate them up, which is cool that they have the chest do that. The drawback is these are on springs that automatically retract them, which is nice to hold them in place in car mode, but I'm doing this now, but they're going to pop back into place because the slightest bump snaps them right back into the chest piece. So really, you can do that first. The instructions say to do that very first, but you might just want to wait until you get them in robot mode. But we'll go ahead and do it now just for the hell of it. They're going to pop back anyway. And then you open up the doors here, and then you want to take these wheels and flip them out like this, just like that. And then you want to unpeg the doors right here, or not really the doors anymore, the seat panels and these side panels here. And yeah, see the front's already snapping back into place. Then you want to pull these down. Let's get the arms loose, basically. You just want to get these down and out. And then from here, you actually want to pull this whole assembly here pulls down. You can push right here, and then you want to get the arms rotate the arms out like this. Just get them out of the way because they are kind of hooked behind this piece of plastic here. So get the wheel out, get the arm out of the way here. All right, and then this whole assembly comes up. Well, if you do it right, lift this up. You can see that brings up around on the roof, and bring the arm down like that. And you can flip these up like this. Personally, I think it looks better flipped up against the shoulder, but you can do it however you like. But just pull those up like that. And then you have the front half set up, and then you want to take the arm, rotate it around, and bring it up. You bring this panel down, lift up his hand here, rotate the seat around, fold that panel back up, and you can rotate his hand here, open his thumb, his fingers move. He's got a little peg here on his hand, and I guess he can hold Sam that way because Sam's got pegs on his feet and on his back, little peg holes, but there's a little peg there on his hand. And then come over to this side and do the same thing over here, except with the added bonus of you want to take his gun and snap it right in there. And he does have the missiles that we had from earlier, plug in right there, and then you push this little yellow button. And the missiles fire actually at a pretty decent force. Take that. And sometimes they'll sneak right past you and onto the floor. Okay. And then again, do the same thing with the seat over here, rotate it around, and flip it up. He does only have a cannon arm on this hand, but I think it might be possible, and if I get a second one, I'm going to try it. I think you can unscrew this forearm, swap the seats out so this seat is on the right side, swap out this forearm, flip his hand around, pull this pin out and flip the thumb up here, and put the pin in through the bottom and give him, and swap this forearm over to here, and I think you'll be able to give him 2 hands. We'll find out if I get a second one, when I get a second one, because now that I think I can do it, I'll probably pick up a second one to try it. But the cannon arm doesn't bug me as much as I thought it would. Yeah, there you go. The seats fill up. You can fold this down. Just a thing. The seats also don't bug me so much. They look kind of like his arm guards, and really, once you get them into robot mode, you don't really notice them. You can flip them around and have Sam sit on the seat and fire the missile over here. You can flip the seat over, put Sam in it, and flip these guns up around his head so it looks like he's controlling the guns on Bumblebee's arm, but I just don't usually bother with that. I think it's silly. But anyway, so there's you pretty much got the upper body done. So let's go down here to the legs, and you want to pull these out and down like this. Just like that. You can fold this armor in like that. Then you want to take this piece, rotate that up, and just basically straighten this whole piece and pull his foot down. Basically just straighten that whole piece out and then turn it around there just below the knee. Then you want to flip this down like that, and then flip this panel up, and that gives you his knees there. And let's do the same on this side as well. It helps if you straighten the foot first. Pull that down, rotate it around, flip it down and up, and then you want to come back here and spread his toes, or his heel, I guess, but flip those out like that. And now we're getting there. You just want to come up here, you want to lift this panel, it detaches from the back here, and then folds up like this. You can also, while you're at it, there's a panel right under here, this little gray panel here. Flip that up so those pegs are pointing up, and you'll see why in a minute. And then you want to come under here, flip this chest panel down, like that. And you just kind of want to pull this whole thing up like that. And there is a little bit of a clearance issue here. Turn it around, or turn his head around and flip it up like that. Then you want to take this chest panel and then just fold it down. There's a little tab here that kind of plugs into here, but it doesn't really hold it very well, which is one minor complaint about the figure. Then just stand him up get him to stand here. Flip these out of the way. Flip these out of the way. There we go. And like I said, you're going to want to, and the doors you can pull out and then flip them, they angle up like that. Well, that side does. There we go. That one didn't want to for a minute for some reason there. And again, as I mentioned before, put the chest panels in the right position now that you're in robot mode, and they might not pop back into place so easily. Put this up just a little bit there. And there you have Bumblebee in robot mode. Now, Sam, as I said, he can sit on the seat. You can flip the arms over and have him sit in the seats, which, ridiculous. You can, if you want, store his missiles. I think they go this way. Store his missiles in his arms. Nice, but not necessary. But they can store under there. He does have a gun here that flips up that can fire behind his head, which is pretty cool. And also, you can reach under here and pull this back a little bit. Under here, there's a little gun in his dashboard that you flip up and then flip up onto his shoulder like that. And then you can, this panel under here, I told you to flip up with the pegs on it. You can slide Sam down in and put his little feet pegs, peg his feet onto that platform, and he can stand up on, he can kind of stand up on Bumblebee's shoulders and activate this, you know, pretend to operate this gun here while he's in robot mode, like that. Kind of neat, but you know, not necessary. But he does have a little shoulder cannon that pops up back there as well. And last but not least, he does have the battle mask feature. Just kind of get up here and just slide this all the way down over his face, and he's got his battle mask, which looks a little silly this way, but not so bad. To incorporate the feature, I think it's kind of cool. It does snap off fairly easily if you pull it too far forward, so just be careful when you're doing it. And snap it all the way back on. But overall, just a really, really great figure. Another figure that soothes the pain of RC. Although RC, I may do an update video on her this weekend, because after I fiddled with her overnight last night, I found a couple things, ways of fixing some things that I didn't like, and while I still don't think she's a great, like, overall, like a wonderful figure, I kind of have to upgrade her to decent but flawed as opposed to giant pile of crap. But anyway, that's just an update on a different figure. We're talking about Human Alliance Bumblebee, and he's just amazing, just awesome. Nice, a good size. Oh yeah, just a real quick size comparison too. Here he is with Alternator's Tracks, just to give you an idea of how big he is. Just a little bit taller than Tracks. He's actually, from the feet to the top of his head, he's 8 inches tall exactly. So if you get a chance, pick him up. Human Alliance Bumblebee.